I've been sat here overthinking filming this video for the last 2 hours. So instead of trying to figure out the perfect video, what I'm doing is taking imperfect action, and whatever I share during this video is completely off the cuff. So we're just gonna see how it goes. And that is very much how sales is with your business too. And by the way, this video is if you're starting out in business, if you've been in business 25 years, but you are struggling to sell your product or service. I'm here to share exactly what you need to do to break free from the negative sales pattern. And it's something that I've found myself caught up in far too many times, even though I've had a sales training business for the last 14, 15 years. I've been a sales trainer for 20 plus years. Here I am now, still getting caught up with these same issues. But fortunately, along the way of reflecting on my own journey, and then also being lucky enough to train tens of thousands of people in sales, lots of companies around the world, I've been able to see and observe what works versus what doesn't work. And yeah, I'm really excited to share it with you. So the first thing we need to do if we're not selling the way that we want is to first establish there is a belief here that is holding me back. I love the principle that you can either downgrade your desires or you can increase your belief. And for most, unfortunately, what they end up doing is downgrading their desire to match their belief. But the problem with that is you create a habit of continually downgrading your belief, so you feel less confident, you get smaller as time goes on, and each year gets more and more difficult to sell anything. And eventually you end up in this whole analysis paralysis, overthinking, perfectionist syndrome. I've been there. I know it's painful, and I've seen a lot of my clients over the years get caught up. And the truth is, you don't need to. You can break free from the negative sales cycle today, just with a few simple steps. And that's a big claim, but the reality is that reality isn't reality. Because the first thing I want you to do is write down the belief that you feel is holding you back. Is it that you don't feel good enough? Maybe you don't feel that you have enough experience, or you don't have the money, or you don't have the clients, you don't know where you're going to get the clients from. Take the time to comment below and let me know what you feel is blocking you from being able to sell your product or service. You know already, if your confidence was 10 out of 10, you felt calm and you didn't have ego attached to it. So when I say confidence, I mean confidence without ego. How would you show up? How would you feel on a day-to-day basis? How excited would you be as you hear what I'm sharing now, that you can create this real change and transformation in the life of your client? How much more money would you make? You see, this is where we start to realize there's a split within who we truly are versus our beliefs that might be holding us back. In fact, will be holding us back. So the first exercise I want you to do is to write down your beliefs of why you feel you're not able to make sales or sell at the level that you want to. So maybe you know you can be charging thousands of dollars for the work that you do because you create real change for your clients and it's worth that amount. But for whatever reason, you've got yourself caught up in this pattern where you're only charging small money, you've got the wrong sort of clients, and it's super stressful because you're making less and less money as you go along. So write down what you feel is blocking you at the moment. Next, what you're going to do is say, okay, this belief or these beliefs that are stopping me from selling, are they real or are they fake? I've done this exercise many times for myself and for many of my clients over the years. And time again, it is almost always that we lack confidence, therefore we have a fake belief that is blocking us, as opposed to having overconfidence where we say, well, I'm going to charge $50,000 and we've got zero experience. I don't think anybody who has that type of belief is going to be watching this video right now. Most of the people watching this video, maybe yourself as well, you're going to write things down like, whatever I do just doesn't feel good enough. I've not been able to sell for the last couple of years, and therefore that evidence is showing in my reality now I can't sell. Or you just got a fear of failure, or you haven't got the money. So what you do at this point is you ask, is this belief or series of beliefs, are they real or are they fake? And then you can go another layer deep with this and say, is this even my belief? So for my entire life, I've had a belief that whatever I do isn't good enough. Where that comes from is for a different video. When it comes to sales, I've seen it again and again where I've been successful. I've been able to work with the biggest companies in the world and I achieve this success and then I will go back into my shell. And the reason for it is because whatever I do isn't good enough, so therefore doesn't give me the validation or didn't give me the validation, I almost feel that I'd have to start over again. And it's true for this YouTube channel. I don't want to get into it now. The last time I uploaded a video on this channel, I think was 1.5 years ago. And the last time I consistently uploaded videos to this channel was over 5 years ago. I've been on my own journey too, and I believe that we're all going through this. But what's fundamental is that we get to the root of who you truly are. And this is why. Because you can only sell from who you truly are. That is something that I've seen again and again with countless people and clients that I've worked with over the years. When we are not feeling like ourselves, it's because we've got these beliefs that probably aren't even ours. They come from our parents, they come from society, something external. So what we need to do is step back from all of it and remember that the most important client that you will ever have is not a client that's going to be in your business. It's the person you see in the mirror. It's you. And that's why sales is very much a perfect reflection of you. Your clients are that mirror image. So if you've got clients that you adore and they pay well and you don't feel any resentment that you're not getting paid enough, then you have very likely done a lot of the inner work that's required with sales. And that's why it's working so well. If you're working with clients that are giving you a headache, that are a big red flag, but you keep on working with them because, hey, you need the money, or even worse, you've not got a client and you struggle to get clients, this will be based on some deep beliefs that you've got going on. Now, don't get me wrong. I tend to teach both sides of the equation. You've got the science of sales. So you see I've got my sales whiteboard over here, looking at the fundamentals of selling, understanding that you do need systems in place. And I'll talk about all of this in other videos. But then you also need the inner work that goes with it. The mind, the emotionals, the EI, the emotional intelligence, the spiritual element as well, and understanding fundamentally who you are on the deepest level. Remember, this is a universe that doesn't give a damn about how hard you work. And the chances are, you've been working extremely hard. Many people are working so hard and they still can't get it right. This universe rewards you. This is my belief. It rewards you for being truly who you are. And this is one of my reasons for getting back to doing my YouTube channel, because it's who I am. Every time I've sat down over the last couple of years and said, who am I if I'm being true to myself? The one thing comes up again and again is that I'm a confident guy. I can create real change for others, and my biggest strength is video. So being open with you, I have no script for this video. I have a title, I have the principles I want to talk to you about. There's no notes here though. I just want to connect with you. And the funny thing is, the more I tried to plan out the video and overthink it, the more difficult it became because it wasn't truly who I am. So this leads us to the next section. Remember, you've written down your beliefs. You've asked if those beliefs are real or if they are fake. By the way, if they are real, then it's a tangible issue in the way. So for example, you want to launch a business that can only be launched if it has $1 million investment and you have no idea where to get that investment from. However, you can even challenge that real belief and say, well, I need the $1 million. Yeah, but what have you done in the last 3 days? What have you done in the last 3 weeks to start learning about funding, to connect with investors, to understand what it takes to raise $1 million? Who can you partner with? So there's always things that we can do, even if the beliefs are genuinely real, or if they're fake and they become stories that we tell ourselves. Because remember, our beliefs become our stories and our stories become our reality. The good news is, as human beings, guess what? We get to change the beliefs, therefore we change the script or the story, and therefore we change our reality. And you can quite literally collapse time on this. Don't worry about the past. Don't think too much about the future. In this situation, what you do is say, who do I need to be now for me to achieve the things that I want? So now, instead of downgrading your desires, what you can do is say, I need to upgrade my beliefs. So take these beliefs that you've got and ask, what is the opposite of these things? So if I feel that whatever I do isn't good enough, well, the opposite is that I create great work. I know that when I deliver on my work, that I get the feedback from my clients and people tell me it's good. Now you can look at the more pragmatic steps of, how do I monetize with this? What steps do I need to take? For this video, I just want to handle this whole belief system we have with it, because it is vital that whatever you do, you break free from the negative sales pattern or cycle if you feel you've been stuck in that. Getting unstuck is key. I want you to wake up with the motivation each day that you can do the work required, like me doing this video and actually just getting on with it instead of overthinking it or believing that, oh, I've not done YouTube for 5 years, so why is anyone going to watch it now? The reality is, who cares if anybody watches this video now? It's not about other people. This is about me committing to me, knowing who I am, knowing what value I can bring, and staying true to who I am. The most important question is, who are you? What is it about you that can add value to others when you are being at your best? What does that look like? And when you start to open the door to this possibility, you realize that, well, actually, I don't need to change the world, but what I can do is I can help a specific type of person solve a specific type of problem. And as we get more into the structure, more of the science of selling, because of course the belief is one thing, we want to look at the science. Well, what's going to help me to break free? Well, I want to make sure that I've got the basics of selling in place. I know what questions to ask. I know how to deliver a great consultation if I sit down with a potential client, either online or face-to-face. I want to make sure that I'm understanding sales behaviors in my business, whether you're working for somebody else or you're in your own business. Understanding the fundamentals is key, but I can talk to you about that another time. For now, I just want you to spend a little bit of time reflecting on, and feel free to comment below and let me know your thoughts on this. What is keeping you stuck? Is that thing real or not? What's the opposite of that belief or beliefs? And from there, who are you on the deepest level? Because we don't want to be living this split life, knowing our potential, but then being held back because we're caught up in negative patterns and simply living reactively. And most people, when it comes to selling, they're extremely reactive. And it comes down to a bunch of things: fear, not knowing what to do. And for me, it's about creating these great sales habits, these behaviors, and also so you can have that unbreakable mindset when it comes to sitting down with your next client. Without ego, you can sit there within your authority to truly be an expert to your client. But everything starts with this deeper work. And remember, the most important client you will ever have is you. Start with you, keep it simple, and from there, let me know how you do. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I will see you in the next one.